Puerto Rico against Joel Perez. This, of course, George Foreman, two-time heavyweight champion of the world. George Cotto, unbeaten post-Olympic prospect, is seen now as the inheritor to the retired Felix Trinidad's mantle as the star fighter from Puerto Rico. Awful lot of pressure for a young fighter at this stage of his career, right?
It's a lot of pressure, but this is one true potential champion. This guy can go all the way. He's got all the right tools, combination, power, and confidence. I think we're going to see a lot of him in the future.
I think a lot of them, too. He's got a terrific left hook. Let's take a quick look at the two fighters who are already in the ring, starting with Cotto. Larry?
Cotto is one of a handful of Olympians from 2000 who have emerged as serious pro prospects. They include Muhammad Abdullayev in his same weight class, middleweight Jermaine Taylor, featherweight Rocky Juarez, bantamweight Jose Navarro. None of them, however, has yet faced big-time live ammunition.
And across the ring, veteran from Alice, Texas, Joel Perez.
Perez has lost to a couple of top fighters, Jesse James Leija twice by decision, Paul Spadafora once by decision, has never beaten a fighter in that class, says he's here to spoil the party.
And now let's take a look at the tail of the tape featuring the overnight sensation of pre-fight graphics, arm length. You can see that Cotto has a 9-year age advantage over Perez. They're equal in height. Cotto actually had to labor a little bit longer to make weight yesterday after originally stepping on the scale at 141. They both enter unofficially tonight at 154. Reach 67.5, arm length 23.5. We'll show you how those are measured again. Reach all the way across the back from fingertip to fingertip. Arm length, our new innovation, certain to win awards, from the armpit to the end of the fist. But again, they're equal in both measurements tonight. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Miguel Cotto Joel Perez fight is scheduled for 10 rounds using the unified rules that you see on your screen. Jim, real quick, the 4 criteria that the judges are going to use to score each individual round: clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense, with a strong emphasis on clean, effective punching. Jim.
All right, Harold Letterman, the pharmacist, comes to Fresno. And let's go to ring announcer Michael Buffer for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Fresno, California, welcome to HBO World Championship Boxing, brought to you by Bob Arum's Top Rank Incorporated in association with the undisputed king of beers, Budweiser, American Champion Sports, and the Palace Indian Gaming Center. All the bouts are sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission, Chairman Van Gordon, Souter Executive Officer Rob Lynch. The 3 judges at ringside scoring this first bout will be Jack Campbell, Barry Drucksmann, and Marshall Walker. And when the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, Raul Caiz Jr. And now, ladies and gentlemen, 10 rounds of boxing on the line. The WBC International title in the super lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black, he officially weighs in at 140 pounds. His professional record, 34 victories, including 19 knockouts, with 5 defeats and 2 bouts even. A native of Alice, Texas, now fighting out of Houston. Here is the challenger, Joel Perez. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue and officially weighing 140 pounds also. Since representing Puerto Rico in the 2000 Olympics, he now has a professional record that is a perfect one. 14 bouts, 14 victories, including 11 knockouts. From Caguas, Puerto Rico, here is the undefeated WBC International Champion, Miguel Cotto.
Let's go, Cotto. Chief second only. Mouthpiece. Put it in his mouth, please. Mouthpiece. All right, gentlemen. Let's have a good, clean fight. These are the legal boundaries right here. Here on up, legal punch. Anything below is a low blow. Okay? Touch gloves and good luck. Let's have a good, clean fight.
What sets Cotto apart from the other top prospects right now is his box office potential. And that's why he is getting a big push to see how far and how fast he can go.
He had a tough outing in his last assignment against the lanky Cesar Bazan. Finally chopped Bazan down for an 11th round TKO. And his promoters at Top Rank decided they wanted a slightly more questionable opponent, an opponent without the same cachet as Bazan for this fight, hoping to keep Cotto moving upward and keep his confidence soaring. Thus Perez, who 2 years ago lost his chance at a title when he lost to Paul Spadafora on a 12-round decision in Pittsburgh. After that, Perez got a job in medical collections, so he's already charting his post-boxing course, and he says this could be his last fight. Look at the natural sturdiness of Cotto, George. The strength of that body. Weighed in at 141, comes in at 154, and he's talking about moving down to 135 after this fight.
You know, he has the body of a welterweight. He weighed in at 154. It would really be unprecedented for a fighter to have 15 pro fights and then move down in weight. Shane Mosley was also a junior welterweight as a top amateur, but he fought the first 7 years of his pro career as a lightweight.
And while Larry was talking, Cotto landed the first big jaw-rattling left hook. And there's another one in that combination. You see it, the left hook coming in flow behind the right hand.
You know, as solid as he looked physically, Cotto, good fighter and all, but he's still a counter-puncher at heart. If you get in there and win some rounds, you can get him in trouble. If you Perez, you may as well go for it. You got a chance to win as much as anyone else.
Well, Perez finds it increasingly difficult to let his hands go here because, as you say, Cotto likes to counter, and when he counters with the left hand, you feel it.
Yeah, and I don't like counter punches for the long distance. I think a guy, if you get in there and steal a round or two, you can get those guys in trouble. Even now, after landing the best punches, Cotto is still backing up and moving out of the way. Carries everything on the left side. You get a guy with a good left jab. If Perez corner tell him to just keep stinging with that jab, it can change a lot of things. You can't get into a slugging match. Cotto has got the stuff on that left side.
So Joel Perez was momentarily stunned, it seemed, by a couple of Cotto's left hooks in the first round. But as it stands, it appears Perez will make it out of round one of a scheduled 10. And when we go to Cotto's corner, where they speak Spanish, our interpreter is Ray Torres.
Don't forget the jab, okay? You got to get him early. Okay, we're not in a hurry, okay? We'll get you the jab.
Feint, and I want you to key on that, okay? And then take off. But I don't want that head, when you're in the pocket, I don't want you to stay too long in there. I mean, you have to move your head, you roll, and you shoot.
Here's that power combination from Cotto, left, right, followed by a left and a right that was just short.
Copy box numbers in the round. Olano Cotto landed 31 out of 74, 10 out of 22 jabs, 21 out of 52 power shots. Perez landed 8 punches in the round, managed to get off 54. Let's see if Perez can keep letting his hands go against the power of Miguel Cotto in round 2.
If you're Perez, all you got to do is jab this guy. Just move around him with your jab. Don't even invest in any hard shots. Let the fight go about 5 rounds. Then you can get into the pocket, as his corner told him to do, and do some exchanging. But if you get in too early, you're going to get the worst of it.
And the left hook, again, knocks Perez back a couple of steps. Perez trying to go to the body. He's thrown the jab. Was able to get off 29 of them in the first round, but hasn't landed much.
And he's doing some waiting himself. Sometimes when the counter puncher messes you up a few times, you stop and wait. That's what they want you to do.
In his weight class at the Sydney Olympics, Cotto lost in a preliminary round